Hey everyone, Jen Bittner here. Super excited that it's Wednesday. It's midday, hanging out here. And you know what? I have just had a topic on my heart for actually quite a few months now. Something that I personally have been healing a lot around. Just like when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Okay, so I have been doing crazy amounts of work in this space here, and you've seen me do some posts on having expectations of people and feeling the need to, to have these sort of standards that people need to meet in our lives, and how expectations are just resentments on layaway, because if we put these thoughts or feelings or these needs onto other people, how we will always end up disappointed. And so I've been talking a lot about that. And one of the big things for me that I've been healing, especially when it comes to thought shifts and sort of pivoting these perspectives that I have, is around that feeling and that need to be liked. And that is like a basic human being, we're social beings. We want to be liked by other people. It's just one of those things. And so many people struggle with that feeling of criticism, that fear of criticism. One of the 6 basic fears is criticism, right? That fear of being judged, that fear of people not liking us, that fear that, someone is mad at us or doesn't like us, or we're always seeking approval. And so, understanding that, especially as if you're starting to do something along your path, along your purpose, that it kind of comes with the territory that people are going to judge you, right? They're going to start seeing you shine brightly. People don't like that. People don't like to see other people succeed. Naturally, their ego gets in the way, and it's sort of like, why are they so happy, right? Like, I don't want to continue to promote their happiness unless there's someone that is really close to you. And sometimes even people that are close to you will still do this, but sometimes that natural human instinct of just wanting to bring other people down because it's a reflection on them what they don't have. Right? So, understanding that sometimes that just comes with the territory. It's just part of what comes with shining your light. And sometimes, it seems as though other people are judging us, when in actuality, it's us that is seeing within us something that we don't like, and we're actually judging ourselves, but we're just projecting it onto other people. We're assuming that they're the ones that are judging us or not liking us or whatever the case is, but really what we're doing, we're seeing in ourselves that we don't like. And so it's that self-criticism, it's that own critical talk that we have in our own minds that is sort of playing that game. So if you stopped judging yourself, you would be completely detached from what other people think about you. So, most of the time that people fear being judged, or people need to be liked, people need to have that approval from other people, it's because they are so hard on themselves. They are so self-critical that they need to get the love, the appreciation, the accolades, the recognition from other people outside of them, because they voided themselves. They haven't filled themselves up. They don't love themselves. And so this was a harsh reality for me when I started to heal from this and started to realize this. And guys, I'm just at the beginning stages of healing from this, because this is something I've lived with my entire life. My whole life, I have had this insatiable desire to be liked, and to need that approval, and to need other people to want to be around me, or, to like me. And if someone didn't like me, there could be 40 people in a room that just love me, and they love my message, and they love listening to me, and they love being friends with me. And there could be one person in a room that doesn't like me. And I would spend all of my time trying to get that person to like me. Forget the 40 people that loved me. I need that one person. I need to turn them. I need to turn them into a Jen lover. I need them to see why I'm great, and see why I'm of value, and see what I have to offer. And I wouldn't even focus on the people that loved me, right? I wouldn't be grateful for the people that loved me. I would just be like, no, why does that one person not like me? Then that means I'm flawed. And all the self-criticism would come up. And so here's the what we tend to do is that, we work so hard to cover up the dark side of us, right? We all have this dark side of maybe things about us that we don't like. Now, there's a small percentage, like 1 to 2% of the population, who actually don't have that in them, where they don't have that dark side, and they've done a hell of a lot of healing work, okay, to get to a place where they can actually say, I love every single aspect of me. There's nothing about me that I could criticize. I am fully, truly full of joy and bliss, and I am not self-critical. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into being in a space where you wouldn't feel or think that way. So people work very, very hard, myself included, right? Like, I think about this, and now that I'm healing this part of me, I think about how much work I've done in my past to create this vision of covering up the parts of me that I didn't like, to cover up the dark sides. I would cover it up with this explosive personality, right? But the fact of the matter is underneath that lays the things about me that I was very self-critical, the things about myself that I would judge. And so of course I would then deflect that into every other person I would see. I'd be like, they're judging me, they don't like me, they're saying this about me, but it's because I was saying that about me, right? And then underneath that dark layer is your soul. It's the part of you that is pure, that is love, that is unconditional, that is connected to a higher place and a higher being and a higher energy. That part is underneath the dark part. So we have this cover up part, the show. We have the darker, deeper layer underneath of what we are so self-critical on ourselves for. And then we have our soul underneath that. And so that healing work, it's so imperative that we take the time to do the healing work to heal that dark layer so that our soul, that our peace, that our love, our joy, our purity can shine through and be connected to what we're showing on the outside. Right? So no one's opinion of you need to take in. You do not need to take in a single person's opinion of you. At all, like at all. You don't need to take criticism. You don't need to take judgment. You can always send that right up to infinite intelligence, right up to God, right up to whoever it is that you connect with. Send that up. Send all of that up, all the criticism, all the judgment, because it will be purified and you will get a clearer understanding of what direction you're supposed to be going in. Because if anyone else's opinion of you is negative and it's rude or it's unkind and it's not coming from love, that is stuff that you have the choice to say, I choose not to take this in. I choose not to have this as part of my belief system about me, right? Because we all are working so hard to cover up that dark layer. And so it's about healing that and start saying, you know, where am I speaking to myself with these words? Because as long as you need people to like you, you will never, ever be free. You will never be free in this world if you need people to like you. And that is just the way that it is, because the ego works as a duality, okay? The ego works as this double function where it's in a world where it's this dualistic reality, meaning that where there's love, there's hate, okay? Where there's someone liking you, there's someone not liking you. And it works with always in when there's this, okay? There's always got to be one for the other. Whereas when you can connect to that soul piece of you and you can connect to something so much higher, again, that infinite intelligence, God, whatever you might call it, when you can connect to that, that is just one thing. It is single. It is not dualistic. It is single. It is only love. It is only pure. So when we stay in this fear-based thought system, we stay in this ego-based thought system where I have to be liked by everyone. And if I'm not liked by everyone, that self-critical space in me is just gonna, it's gonna eat you up, right? Why do they not like me? What do I need to do to get them to like me? Why am I not like, I'm unlovable, I'm not worthy, right? This comes from things that happened to us when we were really young, right? When traumatic things that have happened to us, abuse, verbal abuse, right? All of these things that happen to us when we're young create that dark space where our self-criticism comes from, and that talk that comes up, that, you know, who am I to share this these messages, and who's ever going to listen to me, and everyone's judging me. How can I walk around or show my face when I know that everyone's judging me? How do I get more people to like me? How do I get everyone to like me? That again is that ego. It's that fear base. So we need to learn that, when we're here, we have to kind of keep ourselves focused on that one sentence. I'm not interested in this interaction. You know what I mean? I am not interested in this. Like, if you get into a relationship with someone, like a friend, coworker, a partner, and someone is speaking to you in a way that is not love, it's not pure, it's not positive, you can say, I am not interested in this interaction. You have the right, the choice, the freedom to choose not to be within that space, right? To not hold yourself within that space, because there's a lot of relationships in your lifetime that will come into your life solely with the purpose of teaching a lesson. That's it. They were supposed to come in, teach a lesson for you, and then they're out. But what we tend to do, because we need approval and we need people to like us, is we want to hold on to every single relationship that comes in. Because if we fear that somebody leaves us, it's because they don't like us. So we try to just hang on for dear life to every single person that comes on this path. But the thing is that not everyone is supposed to stay on this path with us. They're supposed to literally zoop in, lesson, and out they go. So it's allowing people to not like you. The key, the trick, the golden nugget, it's allowing people to not like you. It is giving people permission to be free from you. It's giving people permission and freeing them to be on their way. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's giving you and them the space for you each to go on separately, positively, and not holding that grasp on relationships that no longer serve. Because if you need somebody to like you, you will always forever be entangled. Because again, now you're bringing in expectations, you're bringing in, certain aspects that you expect of that person. And if someone is literally supposed to be there for a brief moment in time, and now you're holding on for dear life, you become entangled. So it's allowing people to come and go, in and out. You know what I mean? They don't like you, that's okay. Other people do. We live in an in an ego-centered world where there's duality of love and hate and love and war and, like and not like. So we just have to understand that comes with the space that we're living in this physical reality. So it's going to take place. So focusing on the people, focusing on being grateful, focusing on the people that love you and are lit up by you and your message, and then also knowing that sometimes those people will even need to just take a pause, for a season and come back to you later. And that's also okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It's just that the parts of us, the dark parts of us, that self-critical talk that we do to ourselves, that's the piece that's playing behind the scenes when someone leaves or someone doesn't like us. What's playing behind the scenes is, I'm not good enough. Why don't they like me? What happened here? And we start to overanalyze it, right? But you have to give permission to people to just freely come and go through your life as needed. Because every relationship comes with a purpose, and some people, like I said, when they come into your life, once their purpose is completed, they gotta go, right? So we just gotta allow those things to happen and allow people to come in, freely come in and out of our lives as they need to, because we can't hold that grasp onto people. And if people aren't gonna like you, and if people aren't gonna wanna be your friend, and if people are gonna wanna judge you, they're gonna judge you and not like you either way. So why worry about it, right? Because if you sit there worrying about it and try to make them like you, if they don't like you, they're not going to like you, regardless if you are upset about it, regardless if you think about it and lose sleep over it, regardless if you try to make them like you. If they are not part of your aligned plan, they're not part of your purpose. They're not supposed to be in your world, in your space, one of your friends. That's just the way that it is. So we have to freely allow people to go, because they're not part of that divine plan. So we almost have to ask ourselves, I need to stay open. I need to stay willing and give permission for people to come and go freely. And I need to want people to not like me, because then I do understand the difference between the people who love me, the people who aren't meant for me. And it's also just knowing that when we don't have that connection with people and we know people don't like us, that's actually part of our guidance. It's our intuitive guidance that's saying, this actually isn't the direction for your divine plan. If that person was part of your plan, if that person was supposed to be part of your plan, you guys would be connecting. But if we're on a path with somebody and there is just like battle, that's guidance, guys. We got to listen to that as intuitive guidance to say, this is not someone that is part of my path. Why am I forcing this relationship to happen? Right? Neither one of us are feeling good in it, right? Neither one of us are feeling connected. And that's the guidance that is saying, like, this person is actually not my people, right? And now I need to go on my way, and we both need to free each other up, like, and free up our futures so that we can go do what we're divinely meant to do, right? And we can go live in that purpose. So again, in conclusion, if you are feeling judged, if you crave that need to be liked, that is coming from a dark space inside you where you are super self-critical about yourself. People who are very, very self-assured, they have so much good confidence in themselves and who they are as a person. They do not care if people like them or not, because they are so full in themselves. They feel so good about themselves. The people who care about being judged are the ones who are very self-critical. And I have been in that space my whole life. And so because I have been healing that part, I can see, hindsight, oh my goodness, that's exactly what this is. And so it is so powerful when you move through that and you realize that we are given that guidance so that we are connecting with the right people in this lifetime. I hope that was helpful for some of you. I hope that it kind of, gave you a few ahas as to something that may be going on deeper within yourself and some places that you need to heal so that you can deliver your message, be the biggest version of yourself, exactly who you are meant to be here in this lifetime. Because finding your purpose and finding your meaning is so powerful, and it's just this crazy fulfillment. And a lot of it is going to start with being connected to your own authenticity, right? And not being shy of having to put on this big show of who you want to be, but you can actually connect right through that dark space and start to heal that dark space and bring light to it. All right, love you all, and we will talk to you later. Tanya, thank you. Blessed to receive this message today. Awesome. Or Tanya, I know that name, it can go one way or the other. I still like you though. All right, take care everyone. We'll talk to you later.